Boko condoles with the Molemogi family following the passing of national icon ATI. Minister Mokware warns of worker exploitation at Banyana farms.
And in sports, Gaborone United Ladies Football Club crowned the 2025 COSAFA CAF Women's Champions.
And that's also audio sport. Interpreting on sign language is Topo Taposa. President Advocate Maboko has condoled with the Molemogi family following the sudden death of their son, Atasaone Molemogi, popularly known as ATI in the music industry. ATI, a Motsoko pioneer and six-time Botswana Music Awards BOMU winner, passed away on Sunday yesterday. His passing has left many heartbroken as he inspired countless people through his music and message. Fans will celebrate his life and craft tomorrow, Tuesday, at the University of Botswana Indoor Sports Arena, starting from 2 p.m. The family of the national icon has announced that he will be laid to rest on Sunday in Lerala, his home village. May his soul find sempiternal peace. In recent statement delivered during the Good Hope District Full Council meeting, Minister of Labour and Home Affairs, retired Major General Pius Mokware, highlighted concerning labour violations observed at Banyana Farms located within the Barlong Farms in Good Hope District. Gilbert Muhorosi with the details.
Minister Mokware revealed that a ministerial task team conducted an inspection visit to Banyana Farms and uncovered a range of unlawful practices. This included the enforcement of irregular labor contracts, unwarranted charges imposed on workers for ownership of donkey carts and horses, and a significant lack of access to essential health services for farm workers.
Labor contracts. Employment contract.
Addressing the council, Minister Mokware emphasized the government's commitment to protecting workers' rights and ensuring compliance with labor laws.
Before how we ran to Mutuka, you are Catalan, discrimination, personal favor, so all those things were there. When I did interview, tell what the interview to it and sing to himself. Now I don't know that I'm not a so, yeah, I people in this world, more in a video. People over there, super or young thing, really got on what travel and maybe there are like a similar Tatar over on the human rights abuses.
This revelation underscores ongoing concerns among workers' rights in the agricultural sector and calls for concerted efforts to promote fair and lawful labor practices at the farms.
Labor Act Botswana. Go sena tsamaiso yepe ya e tlhamaletseng mo molaong wa phiro gone ana ba dirile maiteko a gore ba ise bili e itebagantseng le mohiri tota yo itebatse le go hirwa ga motho ke ntlhangwe ya molao e leng gore ke o lebogela thata tota jaaka ntse ke utlwa a bua kganya teng.
The minister urged farm workers and stakeholders to adhere to legal standards and foster an environment that respects workers' rights and well-being. He also reiterated the government's intention to continue monitoring agricultural practices in the country to prevent future infringements. Gilbert Morosi, BTV News, Banyana Farms.
In other news, the nation is advised to avoid lifestyle activities that can shorten or put their lives in danger, such as the abuse of drugs and alcohol and engaging in unprotected sex, acts which are leading in contributing to the spread of HIV and AIDS, road accidents, and other social ills. This earnest counsel was provided by the Assistant Minister for State President, Ms. Maipilo Moputi, when officially launching the month of prayer against HIV and AIDS, NCDs, gender-based violence, road traffic accidents and alcohol and substance abuse in Kanye yesterday, Sunday. Kesofes Makwinja with more.
Ms. Maipilo Moputin says the time has come for each and every Motswana to reflect on their lives in this month of September and take responsibility to change some of the ways that not only put their lives at risk, but also of other people around them.
Ngwaga le ngwaga bokopano jo bo hapegileng jo bo gakolla sengwe. Psalm 127 verses 1, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Our strength as a nation has always flowed from God's hand and from the prayers of his people. The prayer must walk hand in hand, le responsibility ba ga rona. We must act and we must pray. I speak especially to Bashaba Rona. Bokamoso jwa lona is too precious to waste.
Churches have been requested to encourage the spirit of prayer and to teach congregants some moral principles that are acceptable in the society, as this can help reduce the impact of the outcome of the societal challenges.
Lorato halbolai. Kena ba hore ko puso ge re nela taulo ya no le ditsompelo. Ha tja ge re le HIV ra imisa dipolanos. The church has the power. Hona power ya modimo. Ga e bolorat. O tla gore Paulare. Ke tla ipela ke mo khaelo nyame. Le bokwa ja me ka gore mo go jana pona tshola thata modimo e tla bonala. And the church of God will do so. May God bless you and keep you. And you go to direct and get this nation on the right path.
As a person, you have to learn to reprimand yourself that if you have been in multiple relationships, you have to stop. If you have been dividing your home, you also need to stop. If you have been stealing, you need to stop so that we can also help our nation to move forward. These are the hardships that we've been facing. I request that we don't stop praying. And I've been listening to your powerful prayers. And I believe our God has heard you. And he will soothe all these challenges we're facing.
Mekare modimo wa rona o tlule o tla re ba bogale jo bo kana jo.
Ms. Maipelo implored parents to encourage the youth to take prayer seriously and to encourage them to attend gatherings such as this, as they can help change their lives for the better, for they are the future of this country. Kesofes Makwinja, BTV News, Kanye.
Now, farmers in Tonota district were among the lucky ones who benefited from the good rains as they celebrated bumper harvest over the weekend. The event was graced by the Minister of Local Government and Traditional Affairs, Mr. Gatelefile Motsekwa, who encouraged farmers to plow enough to feed the nation. He also emphasized the need to preserve culture. Kidibonyi Lekalake with more.
Mr. Motsekwa emphasized the importance of preserving culture by hosting such events often, as well as preserving the seeds that farmers used this year, as they are good for reuse. He further stated that tribal chiefs must exercise the old role of feeding their communities through farming. Chiefs must be given the responsibility of feeding their communities, for instance, by forming community trusts, which all the less privileged will benefit from. You have sorghum seeds that can be reused. Therefore, it is important to preserve such. The Agriculture Department of Tonota District shared their review on this year's harvest.
Mid-December 2024.
We started plowing by mid-December 2024 until the 15th of February 2025. 7,758.83 hectares were plowed by 2,706 farmers from Tonota district.
E leng gore di ne di lemilwe ke balemi ba kgaolo ya Tonota district ba le 2,706.
The chief's wife, Ms. Koons Radipeti, stated that they need support in farming as the farming culture is the way to go. We ask that the government supports us with ways or ideas that can ease farming so that we multiply our harvest and reduce being dependent on the government. The nation has been urged to take farming seriously as it is a promising tool towards developing the country. Kidibonye Lekalake, BTV News, Tonota.
The Assistant Minister of Health, Mr. Lawrence Okeritso, has accentuated his ministry's commitment to further strengthen its digital agenda. Mr. Okeritso pointed out that embracing the use of information and communications technologies in the health system could provide long-lasting solutions as well as saving lives. The minister was speaking during the official opening of the 2025 Pan-African Health Informatics Scientific Conference in Tlokweng recently. Wame Mokhatitswane with the details.
The advent of artificial intelligence technologies has not only put immense pressure on individuals, but also captains of industries who come together from time to time to keep themselves in the loop. Health experts and key stakeholders from countries across the African continent converged in Tlokweng to explore advancements in health informatics in the interest of improved healthcare delivery through digital health. BOTSWANA is said to be making strides in advancing its digital health agenda.
We've been able to strengthen a lot of our platforms, and we are in a position where we have, to some extent, real-time data reporting. We've also rolled out integrated patient management systems in healthcare facilities, and we embrace mobile health innovations to reach underserved communities. During the COVID-19 pandemic, our ability to deploy innovative tools proved invaluable in managing real-time clinical interventions, laboratory management, and predictive analysis of surveillance data for better decision-making. In areas like Silibepikwe, for example, where there is quite a few number of facilities, we have been able to pick that there is good connectivity. There is infrastructure that is of a certain standard. And for us, I think going forward, we know that across the country, when we want to implement our data systems, we can be able to pick Silibepikwe people, for example.
We are here because we believe that data and technology can actually make a difference. We don't just believe in writing good strategies and having them sit somewhere in the shelves. We're here because we believe that our capacities, our competencies as Africans can actually help us to transform the entire health sector of the African continent.
President Advocate Dumaboko declared a public health emergency on Monday over a shortage of essential medicines and commodities. The World Health Organization, WHO, has lauded the government for this bold move, saying it showcases its aspiration to attain resilience and health equity.
As we gather today at a pivotal moment when Botswana has declared a national public health emergency affecting one of the critical building blocks of the health system. We are aware that a well-functioning health system ensures equitable access to essential medical products, vaccines, and technologies of assured quality, safety, efficacy, and with a scientifically sound and cost-effective use.
The 2025 Helena Conference provides health experts the platform to engage and share ideas that will shape the future of healthcare in Africa. Wame Mokhatitswane, BTV News, Gaborone.
Thank you for staying with us here on BTV News. The Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs is working on transforming and unveiling some programs which will help develop women and youth. Amongst the programs is the Women Economic Empowerment Program aimed at transforming livelihoods and curbing the scourge of gender-based violence. This was stated by the minister responsible, Ms. Lesego Chombo, during a consultative quarter meeting held in Shorobe in the Northwest region. Mpo Aron reports.
Minister Chombo is of the view that by empowering women and a girl child through entrepreneurial skills will not only improve their standard of living but also reduce their vulnerability to gender-based violence, as many of the reported cases are rooted in financial dependency of women on men. When we say women should be empowered economically, we are looking at the findings statistically that states more women are unemployed than men. We are trying to reduce the inequality which we are always talking about, but not leaving men behind. In his remarks, Khosi Buingoto Nonyani of Shorobe urged the ministry to empower youth to capitalize on tourism business opportunities, pointing out that Shorobe lies as a strategic tourism corridor linking Moremi Game Reserve and the Okavango Delta. I say this looking at how unemployment rate is in my village, with youth being the most affected. But this is a village that is geographically situated in an advantageous place, being the gateway to Moremi and Kasane. Many aspiring entrepreneurs are disadvantaged by YDF requirements. We urge you to bring Leah close by to train us on business planning and other business requirements. We have taken our responsibility to groom our children and leave it to the government, and we defend our reasons being children's rights and others. But if we can shift our mindset and have at least 75% of children's responsibilities done at home, and schools have only 25%.
75% ya khodiso ya ngwana le go laiwa e mo lapeng. Go na le ka ha batsadi ba ka godisang bana ka teng.
There is a way that parents can groom their children to make sure children are well-mannered in the community. It starts at home, just from grassroots. Minister Chombo then had an opportunity to tour the Shorobe Basket Cooperative and urged basket weavers to have creative designs that can attract tourists and international markets. Mpo Aron, BTV News, Shorobe.
The Minister for State President, Mr. Moeti Mohasa, says government is working around the clock to align labor regulations with those of the International Labour Organization, ILO. Minister Mohasa was speaking at a two-day annual conference hosted by BOTSWANA in Palape in the Central Administrative District. Love More Mario with more.
Over the years, members of trade unions have expressed their concern and dissatisfaction over poor working conditions, unresolved labor disputes, and poor infrastructure, among others. Members of BOTSWANA say they are concerned about high rates charged by microlenders to their members. The president of BOTSWANA, Winston Radicolo, has put forward some demands, including introduction of flexible pension fund.
We demand that we allow conditional partial encashment of pension, and this will provide relief, of course, without compromising the long-term retirement security. Number two, comrades, it's microlending regulation. We need to introduce, Comrade Mohasa, a national credit policy. Just like in our neighboring country, South Africa, we need to cap the interest rate to sustainable level
The government has promised to continue engaging with the unions to improve the labor conditions and align it to the international labor standards.
Classrooms, the modernization of curriculum, the professionalization of teaching through structures like BOTSWANA, and the upgrading of infrastructure across our basic and tertiary institutions. Of course, we recognize that the road ahead remains long. Issues such as learner discipline, the state of infrastructure in many schools, and the need for stronger inclusion in special education cannot be wished away.
In our UDC manifesto, Mr. President, we pledge to create a curriculum that is relevant, practical, and responsive to the changing world of work. We are moving away from an overly theoretical system, Dr. Tezan. We are moving from an overly theoretical system towards one that equips young people with vocational, technical, and entrepreneurial skills.
With over 25,000 members, this conference was attended by regional committee members from 20 districts across the country. Among the panel discussions and presentations made from this conference was regulations and changes to be brought about by BOTSWANA to improve the professional teaching standards of teachers. Lovemo Mario, BTV News, Palape.
On the international front now, 10 South Africans, including Manda Mandela, the grandson of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, will join the largest civilian flotilla yet to challenge the Israeli blockade of Gaza. Set to depart from Tunis, the delegation will unite with more than 50 boats from at least 44 countries in international waters before sailing together on September 4 under the banner of Global Sumad Flotilla. Ahead of their departure, activists and supporters gathered at Zoo Lake in Johannesburg, South Africa, to bid them farewell and express solidarity with the mission.
We are proud, comrades, to say that we have over 40 boats that we have been able to mobilize with 44 countries that have come together. Ours is simply to end the blockade and break the siege on Gaza. We are bringing humanitarian aid that is much needed to the Palestinians. Many have seen for yourselves that 1 million people in Gaza are being starved to death.
The South Africans that are leaving are joining a global contingent of people from 44 different countries in order to break the siege on Gaza. There have been multiple attempts before this one. This is the largest of its kind. And delegates numbering the thousands from around the world are supporting this, from politicians to celebrities to activists, people of all faiths, all backgrounds, all ethnicities.
Further afield, hundreds of protesters gathered outside the Bell Hotel in Epping, London, following a legal battle over migrants. The hotel became a flashpoint for protests in July after an asylum seeker was charged with sexual assault for attempting to kiss a 14-year-old girl. The demonstrations have spread to other parts of Britain, sometimes turning violent. The latest protests come 2 days after an appeal court overturned a lower court ruling that had temporarily blocked the use of the Bell Hotel to house asylum seekers. The Labour government has pledged to end the use of hotels for asylum accommodation by 2029, citing high costs. Well, we turn our attention now to sports, where Jose Ronkwe is on standby.
Thank you, Benson, and good evening. This is Khoswankwe bringing to you the Botswana Tonota sports news. And with that, let's get straight into the first story. Gaborone United Ladies Football Club defeated Zesco Ndola Girls from Zambia 4-3 on penalties to win the 2005 CAF Women's Champions League qualifier final yesterday. The match was tied at 1-1 after extra time after Lesego Radiakanyo had put GU on the driving seat before Zesco Girls found a dramatic equalizer through Frida Gabie in the dying minutes of the game. The Red Roses, who won the silver medal last year when they lost to final on penalties to South Africa's University of Western Cape, will represent the region at the continental finals later this year, thus becoming the first club from Botswana to go play in the CAF Women's Championship. Meanwhile, Khaonyadui Ontlametse of Gaborone United took home the Golden Boot for 7 goals. She also became the most prolific goal scorer in the competition's history during this tournament, taking her career tally to 13. Now in badminton news, Jamrena Patson has etched his name in history as the inaugural Smash Botswana Open Junior champion, outlasting Vansa Mishra in a thrilling three-set final this Sunday afternoon, actually yesterday at Buan Student Center. Homsus Fako has the story.
Jamrena Patson came out firing in the opening set, applying relentless pressure to dominate 21-18. But the tide turned in the second set as he briefly lost momentum, allowing Vansha Mishra to claw back and edge the set 24-22. With the title on the line, Jamrena regrouped and delivered a masterclass in composure and control, cruising through the third set 21-9 to solve the championship.
The match was difficult, but my coach, Mr. Kanjo, told me to put the person who we are playing with 4 corners, rear court, front court. So I did what my coach said. We didn't to say but whatever it's already.
In the boys' doubles final, Ayush Jagadesh and Vansha Mishra bounced back from singles disappointment to claim the title. The pair overwhelmed Pajang Fakos and Lefang Kabonamong in a straight set 21-14 and 21-9.
We feel very great and happy to win our first tournament together. They kept on lifting to us every shot. So my partner would smash and they would lose the points.
Helps improve our relationship also, and then we hope we can carry this on to other tournaments as well when we play next. So yeah, it's to practice more, improve on our weaknesses. Then when the next tournament comes, hopefully we can do this, what we did again today. Yeah.
The girls' crown went to Li Yao and Shi Ha Wang, who held their nerve in the tightly contested match against Yu In and Shi Han, winning 21-16 and 21-18.
It was fine. Like we didn't expect. We thought it would be kind of hard to go into the finals and thingy, but it was fine. I think sometimes when we start with the first one, we're always nervous because we're just starting to play. But I think when we go into more competitions, it'll be better.
Li Yao completed a stellar tournament run by clinching the girls' singles title, defeating her doubles partner Shi Han Wang 22-20, 21-15 in a highly quality final. The maiden edition of the Smash Botswana Open attracted over a combined 130 talents across juniors and seniors competing in singles, doubles and mixed doubles. Khomzo Sifago, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
In one of this weekend's Botswana Basketball Association's BBA League matches, Lions Basketball Club defeated Platinum Warriors with a commanding score of 50-43 to climb to 4th position on the log standings in a duel played at Baisego University course this past Sunday. Sapoke Emile with more.
Lions began the game by steadily building their lead, while Warriors struggled to find rhythm in the early stages. The match soon tightened into a close contest, with both teams evenly matched in scoring. In the second quarter, Lions pulled ahead, leading 15-9. They maintained control and made it difficult for Warriors to respond. Despite efforts to close the gap, the Warriors couldn't catch up, and Lions took the quarter 24-15. The third quarter saw both teams raise the tempo, each aiming to position themselves for a possible win. Drawing on their experience, Lions extended their advantage, closing the quarter with a commanding 41-29 lead. The fourth and final quarter remained tightly contested, with both sides fighting hard. But a composed finish from Lions sealed their victory with a final score of 50-43.
It was a great game. We started off a bit slow, but in the end we got our morale up, we got our momentum up, so it was a good game overall. We needed the win as well, so yeah, it was a very good game. The goal was to shoot early. That failed, our shots were not falling in, so the goal was just to get as many fouls as possible and then just convert at the free throw line, which we did a good job of executing.
Today's match was a bit disappointing. We were hoping to do a lot better. We really needed this win, so it was very unfortunate. The other team came out, they gave us a very good game, and unfortunately we had to be the ones to lose.
To date, Lions Basketball Club has registered 2 wins and 5 losses. Tshepo Gihimile, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonota Sports Desk. Until we meet tomorrow, have a good night. Now let's give you a reminder of those that were making headlines.
President Advocate Maboko condoles with the Molemuki family following the passing of national icon ATI. Minister Mokware warns of worker exploitation at Banyana farms in Gorolong district.
And in sports, Gaborone United Ladies Football Club crowned 2025 COSAFA CAF Women's Champions.
That marks the end of our news bulletins on September 1st here on Botswana Television. Up next, your weather. Thank you so much for your great company. Do stay with us.
Good evening and a warm welcome to today's weather update, proudly brought to you by Faith Ketshabile. At this juncture, clear skies are visible over the whole of Botswana, and for tomorrow we're still expecting clear skies to persist over most parts, except over south and central, where a few specks of clouds are expected. And morning temperatures are expected to be cold over southeast Gauteng, south and central and northeast. A pinch of it will be felt over Francistown at 7 degrees Celsius, while in Gaborone and over Olifantsdrift we're expecting 8 degrees Celsius. For other parts of the country, we're expecting some mild temperatures. These temperatures are expected to range between 11 degrees Celsius over Jwaneng up to 15 degrees Celsius over Maung and Pandamatenga. Now in the afternoon, we're expecting some warm temperatures over south and southeast Gauteng. South and central and northeast, we're expecting a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius over Francistown, up to 32 degrees Celsius over Mahalape. For Kalahari, Khansi, Ngamiland, Chobe, and north and central, we're expecting some hot afternoon temperatures. These temperatures are expected to range between 33 degrees Celsius over Veda, up to 34 degrees Celsius over Maung and Suapen. Now for Wednesday and Thursday, for south and southeast Gauteng and Kweni district, we're expecting some few specks of clouds on Wednesday, while on Thursday we're expecting some clear skies with hot afternoon temperatures on Wednesday, while on Thursday we're expecting some warm afternoon temperatures. Now for Khansi and Kalahari, clear skies are expected with warm afternoon temperatures. For Chobe and Ngamiland, we are still expecting some clear skies to persist with hot afternoon temperatures. And lastly, for central and northeast, clear skies are anticipated with hot afternoon temperatures. That's all from us. Have yourself a good night.
Let's talk about standards. When you talk standards, what exactly are we referring to? Products, locally manufactured or manufactured elsewhere, wherever they are manufactured, we are talking standards. What are these standards, and what is the importance of standards?
In a nutshell,